I'm excited because but it's something that we learned from like last week that kind of rolls into this call, your first call.
Um, I think it was like you said, and I actually had the conversation with one of the people on my team earlier this week. Are you really chasing money or are you like building systems? You know what I mean? And I really call that just essentially, being in survival mode versus, really looking to just thrive in day-to-day life. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was, sharing what it is that you shared with me with the people that I talked to and essentially telling them to, quite frankly, simply put, walk on faith. Just be more faithful, have more belief, right? Control the controllables as far as what it is that you can directly affect, and then anything else that is out of your control. Just simply leave it to God, right? So, that's probably like biggest takeaway that I took, and something that again, like I said. I work on day to day, even now, not really stressing about like the dollar bill, more so, hey, like this is quite literally what I can do right now, what I can't do right now. And then, when the circumstances change, it changes.
And just always ask yourself every single day, how can I serve more people?
Right.
Every single day, you must ask yourself, how can I serve more people? Who can I serve? And what is the problem that I can help fix? So
Right.
this is going to allow me to go ahead and get into everything. So what I'll do is we're going to talk about, obviously, right now it's about the pain of the lower path that most people actually take in business. It's pretty key because at this level of actually taking, most entrepreneurs, most startup companies, even seven-figure earners, still
Right.
at that level, they get to a certain career, but they're really looking to go from 1 million to 10 million.
Right.
And they don't know how to get there because they're still taking a lower path that only makes them 1 million. So they can go from 1 million to 2 million. So realistically, they actually never even hit that 2 million sometimes.
Right.
But let's just talk about it at the standpoint of even trying to create us an extra $1,000, an extra $1,000 a month. It's as simple as that, to go from an extra $1,000 a month from today's call to an extra $10,000 a month right after that $1,000. It's the
Right.
same exact path. What's going to help you go from adding an extra $1,000 versus adding an extra $10,000 is depending on, if you're looking to add an extra $1,000 to your income, more than likely you're only going to add an extra 100.
Makes sense.
But if you're looking to add an extra $10,000, you're going to more than likely you're going to add an extra 1,000.
Dope.
So what does this mean? This means what's the perspective you're actually looking at your business? See, when you look at your business in two ways, in two directions, I like to really utilize this on a whiteboard. I like to teach on whiteboards. Let me go ahead and bring this whiteboard up. Shouts out to Zoom. They sent the sponsorship for this call. So when we look at everything on a perspective of a time frame, and we look at what is actually the lower path, okay, that we take versus the higher path, we're just going to focus on the lower path today.
Okay.
But the lower path is usually somewhere in between a goal. If it's a startup company, they're just looking to do $10,000, which is they're just looking to do 100 grand a year. So their business is already predetermined on just getting above waters and making money they haven't made before. Or they're already predetermining based off of their beliefs that they already had. Remember, we talked about this in the first call. Their beliefs from what they made in the past. So some people already make 100 grand in the business at working, and then they come to a business wanting to make more than 100 grand. So they look to make anywhere between 500 grand, 200 grand. They look to even make just borderline of what they made before. So that's why it's super key, because at this lower path, when people are usually choosing this pathway of 10 grand to 100 grand, they're usually choosing a lower pathway because it looks like they're going to use more than just the four levels. They're going to use more than just the first level. More than likely, for you to make six figures, you're going to have to use level 2 as well too. Remember, level 1 is implementing. This is you.
Okay.
Level 2 is managing. This is usually systems. See, but they haven't got to that communication level, and they haven't gotten to the imagination level that actually solves all ideas for a group of people.
Makes sense.
So usually on the lower path, let's say right now with your business, what's a number that you actually just want to generate in your business? What are you actually looking to make?
In a month or
Honestly, you could do monthly, you could do yearly. We talked about it. Remember, 90 days versus 3 years.
Let me do the math based off that.
The 90 days, the 90 days versus 3 years is not about the amount of money. It's about the amount of work that is set up for you to actually make that.
All right.
See, if you have a goal, and your goal is to make $100,000, right? A lot of people's goals are just to make six figures. Now, I believe it is not a goal for me to make six figures, but it is an objective for me to make six figures because my goal is to actually have a business that actually lets six figures flows in regardless of what it makes. I just need to know how to make a better business every single time. Most people don't figure out how to make a better business. They focus, like we said before, how to chase money. They're not looking at the systems of it. They're not looking how this money can actually drive more people in, right? So if you want to just make $100,000, instead of just looking at the money, we need to look at the system.
Right.
Now you determine those next 90 days of action based on what? The action you did in the past. So now you don't have nothing to compare your action to of how to make that 10 grand a month based on what someone says on YouTube, what someone says on Instagram. And then now you go into ChatGPT, throw it all in there and you said, let's do a 90-day action. But realistically, your belief in your actions is based on what you're believing to act in a certain way to what you need to get done. So income is actually the lowest form of action. Now, serving in the next 90 days can allow you to see that as long as you serve what? Enough people in 90 days and you know how to go out there and serve, that you will reach in 90 days that goal. Much closer than if you wanted to make an income goal. More than likely, you would have to be more strategic about how you can make money, or how you can make people make money, or how you can make your service make money. So underserving is actually your service. So it is not the first thing after we obviously dive in deep into an offer. It is not your offer, but it is more so about your position of what it is that you're offering. We get into the position first, okay? Because the offer, all you have to do is put something that can honestly transform someone's life other than yours. If you have a money problem, go out there and solve enough people's problems and charge them for it. Go here to the next one. If I want to move higher than that lower path of serving, I need visibility. I need to be attractive. That means people need to know who it is and what it is that I offer. And this form right here is by leverage. You need to be able to leverage at that level. Leverage is what scales your business from 1K to 10K. If I have 30 days and I'm looking to give my time to 100 people,
you got to do more than one-to-one.
then we got to do more than one-to-one. So now we go 1, 2. So I can't scale from 100. I can't serve 100 people and then think I can scale my business to make me just as much in the next business to 300 and not get exhausted. Based on your offers, right? For how many levels of offers?
4.
Based on your offer, you already served enough people, so you already got each session. You already got whether it's one-to-one. Remember, this is one-to-one. This is one-to-group. whether that's 5 or 3. This is one to many. Here in this session, on your one-to-one, working with somebody personally, a couple of different cells on a different offer, whether it's your free, your core, your product, your high. It's a little scribble scrabble. But on your 31, you converted over people on your offer once again. Now, your core product could be your $20 product that still helps them get the result. Your $200 product helps them get an even bigger result. Your $2,000 product helps them get an even major result.
Right.
Because you understand the transformation that takes place at each level. So now, when it gets to the one to many, you'll have your biggest days here, where $10,000 a month is looking a lot like $10,000 a week. So what has taken place here is now you know more than likely at this point you're realizing the path that you take. You know, you're starting to realize that you're actually not getting closer to your goals, but you're getting further away.
Right.
And this is something that I became very aware of in my business and all my businesses, because it's about what we're willing to give. So if you're willing to give a little bit of your time, like my goal is to be the #1 business coach.
Right.
Far more than money. That's visibility. That's for people to know what do I mean by when I say I serve God, to please God, to serve people, to unlock something that is blocking them on all levels. I don't care if they're making 7 figures, 8 figures, 20 figures, it doesn't matter. Okay? So my biggest thing is this. From this point on, what you're going to be able to do now, moving forward, is be able to move a lot closer towards your goal so that you can actually achieve those results. And then from those results, you will now be able to go ahead and actually hit that target just by looking at your offer, looking at your transformation, looking at what you're actually giving people. How do they transform? And doing a case study of working with 10 people tomorrow. So, guys, as you can see here, as not only is he getting funded, not only is he on a second call, but he's actually unlocked whether he's taking the lower path or the higher path. And as you guys can see, I'm managing over 3 companies, giving my time, serving what I need to do. I'm actually even creating a link right now for someone to go ahead and get access to everything that we have here on our business side. I want to let you guys know this is what happens when you get access to basically going ahead and working with me on the Tiny Challenge, which is my Sales More Offers Challenge. You can go ahead and actually sign up for the Sales More Offers Challenge. And what we'll go ahead and do is we'll give you access to everything you need to have. And then from there, I'm going to teach you everything you need in just a couple of calls. I'll teach you exactly what it is, where it is your business actually needs to go in a certain amount of time frame. And then from there, I'll teach you the ins and outs of your entire business roadmap so that you can know how to take action. And then obviously you can go ahead and refer this channel. You can go ahead and like, subscribe, or even watch more videos with me. And I can't wait to see you as one of the testimonies here